Hi, welcome back to this Wwise and FMOD comparison video series. In this video we're going to be having a look at Elias as promised. It's not really part of this actual comparison series, but we're going to touch on it anyway just because it's such an interesting piece of software. So let's jump in and have a quick look at it. It was designed by two composers in Sweden, so you could say it was designed by composers for composers if you wanted to coin a cheesy phrase. It is made up of a multi-track system, so you'll see in this theme that we have 5 tracks, 5 vertical tracks, and it has many layers in each track. So this particular theme has 25 levels. Each of these levels has a stem associated with it or put into it. And as soon as you initiate that level with the counter on the left-hand side, which is basically like a trigger in game, it will initiate that stem. Of course, that won't initiate directly. It will depend on the fade settings that you've set up. So let's talk quickly about these different colored levels that you can see here. So we've got green, blue, and yellow. The green are singular samples. If you just open that up, you can see there is only one stem inside there, and that will play by itself. The blue ones have multiple inside, and these will be selected at random or to whatever the progression settings are that you've set up, which is quite effective. You can have as many in here as you like. And the yellow ones are comprised of different segments inside a single stem. So this is made up of individual chunks that have made up a singular loop, which is pretty handy if you've got bits and bobs and you're trying to save space and you want to make a single loop. Particularly handy for things like percussion. On the left-hand side, you'll see an inspector, and this is where you can set up fade settings and agility settings. You'll notice that if you click this, it should override the track level settings. And if we just click the first track, you can see these settings are no longer grayed out and we can edit them. Now, if we go into this one, you'll be able to see the agility settings have already been set. And this is where you can pick particular times for the transition to occur. So you can pick musical moments, or you can let Elias analyze and transition at certain times for itself. It's quite good at doing that and picking a quiet moment. But in here you could set up, so beat 1 bar 1, beat 3 bar 1, or however many settings that you want on the bars. And there's different settings for each track. Let's just go and have a look at the theme settings for this particular scene. So if you just go into theme and then theme settings, you can see it's been set up with a 32 bar loop, 4/4, and 156 BPM. This is important because this would help you dictate when the transitions occur. When you drag samples into these stems, if it's a 32 bar stem, make sure you leave a tail on it and it will automatically overlap the tail with the beginning so you get a nice smooth transition. There are 2 themes inside here. There is an objective theme and a objective battle theme. You can set up as many themes as you like, and this is a very interesting aspect of Elias. You can transition in between them. We'll talk more about that at the end. And these themes often use the same samples, so it's very efficient, but you get a very different feel out of each theme. So let's have a look at some other stuff. We also have stinger tracks, which has its own window in here, which you can initiate before bars come in and they help with transitions, etc. We have the mixer here, which is self-explanatory, and we have action presets. And you'll notice with the action presets that you can actually change them up here. So there are various ones inside here, which are different presets. There's track groups, there's generators. This is where you can input various MIDI settings and general transition settings. So in here you have the fade in, fade out times and a load of other details which you can change. So without further ado, let's play this and I'll show you how it works as we go along. So we'll hit play and we'll start off on level 1. You'll notice some of these cells are grayed out, and that's just because we're on the free version. You have to unlock those by paying for the pro version. So all of these stems have been initiated. Let's switch it up a level and see how it goes. You'll see they start to flash as the transition starts to begin, and we're in. Let's go up another level, or a few, and you'll see as the transition is starting to occur, and we're there. See the 32 bar timeline at the bottom, and you can also see it at the top. And this particular theme has been really well made. Listen to the intensity increase. Very dynamic. You can imagine how useful this would be inside a game with different triggers at different moments. You should really dynamically change the music depending on the action on screen. And it's so intuitive and so easy to use and easy to test on the screen. It really is quite effective. So that's a super quick tour of Elias. It's I I hope that's just whet your appetite for it if you've not seen it before. It's very interesting, very well set up, very well laid out, very intuitive, adaptive music system. It's super powerful and pretty efficient. On the paid version, you can have as many tracks as you like, but I'm not sure what an impact that would have on the overheads of your processing. I don't know how expensive it would be, but the power of this thing seems to be endless. It's awesome. One of the most exciting things I think about it is the theme settings that come with it. So you can add as many themes as you like, and you can transition and bridge between them depending on however you've set it up. So you could have as many different themes and different sounds as you like, and transition between it from different settings in a single project. You could have adaptive music that plays completely differently for hours on end. You could almost play a live set for a film with this, which is super impressive. So that's it. That's a whistle-stop tour of Elias. I think you can tell that I'm pretty excited about it. I'm quite stoked this exists, and I can't wait to get stuck into it and design an entire theme for this. It's going to be the next project that I do will be designing something for Elias. So keep your eyes open for that, and that's what we'll do. So you can jump over back to the comparison video if you've not watched it already of FMOD and Wwise. Have a little look of that and see what I think and see how I've evaluated those two pieces of software up against each other. All right, catch you next time. Bye.